So I have a piece of wood that I've never turned this type of wood, and I've actually never seen this type of wood until viewer Tim sent me this back in 9/21. It's guava. A cool looking piece, but it's about 14 inches long, 6 at the widest. But it has a huge hole in here that goes back that way. I need to turn something out of this, and I don't think it's going to be the whole piece. So I'm going to come back this way about 6 inches and cut that off and deal with that hole as we turn it. I'm going to create a flat spot over here, drill a hole for a worm screw, and we'll get it mounted up. So I'll see you pretty soon at the lathe. So I drilled a hole for a worm screw, and it was just going to be really hard to get it flat there. So I've shimmed it up and I switched to a faceplate ring. And I'll show you that when we get it turned around. I'm going to start with a 5/8 bowl gouge, doing about 780 RPM. Well, you got a really deep crack there. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of that without losing too much height. Let's get it around first, see if it's even worth doing. I think it is. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the hole I was talking about. So I actually cut it pretty close to getting rid of that. Come back down here, got some more of this. Work down here now. I think making this round here will still have the nice effect of that shape on top. I think I'm going to have to cut that crack away. At least a little more of it. pretty much gone there and there. I don't know, I'm kind of maybe looking at making that a tenon. But does that crack go all the way through? I don't know. I need to put some more shape on the side of this bowl. There. I think that will be a nicer look at it in the morning. I'm going to cut most of that away. I think we might be able to deal with this. I might take it off and put some medium CA in there, and it's on a faceplate ring, so it will line back up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to fill this up the best I can. We'll have a look at it tomorrow morning. I thought I'd show you my faceplate ring with a spacer, and this is nothing that I bought. I made that on my little metal lathe. Okay, I'm going to stand this up and get a bunch of CA glue in that crack. I'll see you tomorrow morning. This CA is sat all night long. I'm going to flatten it off, mark for a tenon and get that on there, and maybe do a little reshaping here. I'm doing about 900 RPM, and I'm going to grab my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. I'm going to go over this with my negative Rick scraper, and we'll do some sanding and then flip it around. Oh, that's actually very, very smooth. Okay, we'll start sanding with 120, and then I'll sand it to 400. We'll get it flipped around. I'm going to sand in reverse at about 550. I've got it flipped around. I wanted to show you the flat spot here that I ended up creating to put that faceplate ring on there. And that's part of my support mechanism that I had out here. And that's kind of stuck with the hot glue, so we're going to turn it away. Doing about 950 RPM, half-inch bowl gouge. Alright, I've got to get from here down to there with a little valley right here. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to put some light on it for a while. And we'll go ahead and do some more cutting here. I think I better have a look at this. Really liking the grain on the inside. Probably about 3/8. Let's see what this is. That's good right there. Okay, I'm going to take another pass from here across there, and I think we might have it. Okay, if my math is right, I have a 1/4 inch right here after I take that tenon off. Yeah, I'm definitely stopping here because that big crack that I filled on the underside, it didn't go through, but it was sure getting close. I don't want to take any chances on that. I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of this up with a negative rake scraper, and then we can sand this side and think about what finish we're going to use. So I'm going to start with the 80 grit, at least up here, just because there's not a lot of strength in there. It didn't cut as nice as I'd like to. This cut pretty nice, so I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing with 80, work my way up to 400, and it won't be long and we'll put a finish on this. Now we're going to turn it down About 400 when I do it under power. Okay, this might be the most popular part of the video, and that is putting a finish on. Now, that has actually been in the wood. I'm not sure what it is, but that's there to stay. Using shellac-based sanding sealer. I think that's pretty nice color in there. Pretty small, didn't take long to get around it. Alright, I'm going to get the inside and then just go across this area where the bark would have been, and it's not rough, so I'll just wipe it on. I'm really surprised with the color in this because it was somewhat plain looking before I started turning it. Alright, we're just going to go like this. Another coat of sanding sealer, and then I'll put the finish on. I'll be back and remove the tenon. Alrighty, let's get that tenon off and we'll be about done. I guess we got it. Another piece that I spent a long time trying to figure out what to do with it, but I think I made the right choice when I cut it in half. It ended up 6 inches one way, 5 1/4 the other, stands about 3 3/16 tall. I finished it with shellac-based sanding sealer and shellac, and both are made by Zinsser. Once I started turning, I actually was seeing color that I couldn't see before, and I was starting to see these cool mott's. And look at that live edge. I think that looks pretty cool. And I'm calling it a live edge, even though I think I made a statement where the bark used to be, but I looked up a photograph of guava, and in some of the photos it had bark that looked just like that. I'm going to go with live edge, and I'm going to stick with that. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Special thanks to Tim for sending me this wood. I sure had a lot of fun turning it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, do me a favor. Click that like button and feel free to leave a comment. Both of those things will really help my channel grow. I do lots of different types of turnings, and you never know what might be next. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And a special thanks to all my current subscribers. You really mean a lot to me. So, till the next time, see you later.